I have decided to be completely delusional for the next 30 days and act like a millionaire so I can become one. So I've always heard that your brain doesn't know the difference between what's real and like what you make up in your fucking head. And bitch, I love playing make-believe. I'm about to be Kobe Kardashian. I'm going to be reprogramming my subconscious mind into thinking I'm filthy rich without actually changing my spending habits. How the fuck are you gonna do that? Fake it till you make it, baby. I'm gonna do this by changing the way I dress, the way I speak, the way I walk, the way I carry myself. Just pretty much having a fucking $1 million aura. $1 million aura. I'm essentially just going to embody a bitch that's in a higher tax bracket. Cause like, hear me out, a bitch with 6 figures in the bank does not clench their ass cheeks whenever Apple Music snatches that $10 from your account. I want to be the bitch that goes to the Apple store, asks to speak to the manager, or Steve Jobs, whoever's available, and be like, baby, do it again. I'll buy a round for everybody up in here. Apple Music on me this month. Fuck it, I'll pay the whole year up front. What's good? My pocket's heavy. And I'm also going to be working through some limiting money beliefs because I feel like a lot of us are actually scared to make a fuck ton of money. But hear me out, you can make your fucking yearly salary in months, days, minutes, seconds, because there's people out here fucking doing it. What do you have to lose by believing that you can fucking do it? If you just want to watch me do the challenge, that's fucking cool. Be a lot cooler if you did it. So if you're interested, come back tomorrow because day 2, we're going to hit the ground running.
I follow someone on TikTok who mentioned that she's gonna pretend to be a millionaire. I think it's like for 30 days or 60 days, 90 days or something like that, just to see what happens. So I did my own version of that. I decided I am going to train my mind to believe that everything's okay in my life. And this is how it's going. Just to give a really, really quick backstory, my mom passed away tragically 6 months ago. I was in a deep depression. I was crumbling and my life reflected how my emotions were feeling. So, you know, I just decided, I said, you know what? I'm just going to pretend that everything's okay. Not pretend that I'm not grieving, because grief can look like different things, but I'm going to pretend that everything's okay. And I'm going to train my brain to think thoughts opposite of what I feel. What I did was I said, you know, every time I feel stressed about something, I'm just going to tell myself that I'm not. So whenever a thought would come in my mind, like, oh gosh, how am I going to do this? Then I would say, you know what? I don't even have to figure it out. It's going to work out. It always does. Or if I would feel depressed, I would tell myself, you know what? You're just missing her. It's okay. Like, life is about to get good, even though life was in shambles. Or if I would be emotional or whatever negative thought would come into my mind, I would stop it instantly and tell my brain to think differently about my life. Here's the outcome. I cannot think a negative thought. Like, it's actually crazy now. I cannot think a negative thought. I actually told my brain, my mind, what I wanted my life to look like. And I cannot, negative thoughts actually do not enter my mind because I've practiced to stop them at the door and send them back. I have never had this much peace in my life ever before, ever. Peace, freedom, like it feels so amazing. I don't worry about anything. I don't stress about anything. I don't get depressed. I get sad because we're human, but my sadness is always like, oh, you're just sad because you had the most amazing mom. Like, who wouldn't be sad to lose that, you know? But it doesn't mean that you're sad because life sucks, because no, life is good now. So this whole thing has been crazy, thinking good thoughts all day long. Not only that, but I'm feeling good. And even when things are going wrong, or what we consider wrong, because it's just lessons, we still deserve to feel good. This is working. I didn't do the millionaire challenge. I feel like a millionaire. But I did do a challenge for myself with my emotions and my feelings and with how I am dealing with life. And so many beautiful things come to me like crazy every day. I posted a video about how I was doing a mindset challenge, and I found this question, and I'm going to explain a little bit of my process. In the beginning, it was very difficult. It was difficult. The reason why it was difficult was because I spent my entire life thinking I was not worthy of good, thinking I wasn't worthy of peace, and thinking that I was not worthy to live a life of ease. After I lost my mom, I felt like almost like I deserved to suffer, or I deserved to be depressed and sad and suicidal. I felt like I deserved those things. So I would have thoughts come in my mind the first few days and weeks where even though I told myself, you're gonna feel better, I didn't believe it yet. I would say give yourself a good 30 days, because it definitely took me a good 30 days. After that 30-day mark, I noticed that it's like the thoughts would come here and then pause before they instantly entered my mind. So then I had a decision to turn them away, and it was easier. And then I noticed, like I said, I noticed that I was afraid to feel good. So I had to work on the fear first. It showed me so much about myself. I realized I was afraid to feel good. I was afraid to be rich. And I operated on survival, because that's what a lot of us have done. We get a rush from the not enough. Like, we've been taught to be survival addicts. We've been taught to be addicted to surviving, to just surviving and not flourishing. So within that 30 days, I realized that I was afraid to live a good life. And it showed me how to really change my thoughts. Initially, I would say that I felt that everything was good, but I didn't believe it. Not yet. I didn't believe it, but I still kept saying it. Like, and even though things were going crazy in my life, my friends know how things were. Those first 30 days, they know how things were. Things were crazy, but I still kept saying, you know what? It's okay. It's going to work out. I'm going to feel good. I feel good. This is going to work out. Everything's going to be okay. Now, I've seen some other comments that were like, well, you were just lying to yourself. Call it what you want, but I call it deciding what I want my life to look and feel like. When you come into this world and you've been told that struggle is a badge of honor, struggling mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, you believe that. I'm not there anymore. Y'all, it's time to flourish. So I would say give yourself 30 days and focus on what you're saying to yourself, what you think about yourself. Also focus on what other people are saying about you. Stop them as soon as something negative starts. And then let your feelings match, because I think it's not just what we say, but how we feel about ourselves as well. And please let me know how it goes.